This is the lesson plan for grade school, and in the back of the room we're working on our knee hangs. So on the first bar, we're going to have our hands on the bar and sit, and then we're going to lift one leg onto the bar and count 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to lift the other leg onto the bar and count 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to lift both legs up onto the bar and count 1, 2, 3, and the extra challenge is to get into a pike and hold it for 3. On the next bar, we're going to hold onto the bar, and we're going to get one of our knees on either side of the balloon, all the way over, and then you're going to push your nose all the way to the balloon 10 times, and then you'll come down. Good job. Then when we come to the third bar, we're once again going to get our feet over the bar just like we did by the second bar. But this time, it's going to be a bit challenging. We're going to try to slow the rocking down as much as we can, and then we're going to get our legs to a pike position slowly and lift our butt up as high as we can, and then back to tuck. Okay, and tell them that when they're in a pike, they should be in a sandwich and get their nose to their knees. At the next bar over here, we're going to work on our candlestick. So they're going to lay down under the bar, and we're going to put the beanbag in between our feet, and we're going to get the beanbag all the way over our head, drop it to the other side, try to get it all the way over your head, and they have 3 beanbags, so they'll do all of them. And the last station in the back circuit is the trampoline. And on the trampoline, we're going to put the TheraBand around each foot, and then we're going to stretch it around our waist, and we're going to pop up into 10 glute bridges. Pop 1, 2, 3, 4, and when you get to 10, you're going to hold it for 10 seconds, and then you can start again. That's the back circuit. So in the front of the room, we're working on our backward rolls. So the first thing they're going to do is they're going to put the bunny in between their ankles. They're going to get their bridge ready hands. They're going to lay down all the way on the floor, and they are going to pull their feet over their head, and they're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they're going to roll 5 times. 1, get your hands back in the hands. 2, and after they do 5 rolls, they can take a tiny break and start again. By the purple mat, they're going to work on either bridges or back bend, depending on how advanced they are. For the 5-year-old class, you might need the purple mat to modify the barrel station. So if that's the case, you can use the little red wedge for the bridges instead of the purple mat. But Malka's going to show us here a bridge on the purple mat. You don't have to push up all the way. Or if they're more advanced, you can tell them to turn around, start a few feet away from the mat so they don't end up in the beam, and stretch up tall, keep leaning back, get all the way onto the purple mat and back up. Then over here on the pink mats, they're just working on the push for their bridge. So they sit down, they lay all the way back, they put their head in between the crack and their hands, one hand on each mat, and then they push their legs all the way over their head and get up. Good. On this station, they're just working on getting their legs over their head. So they're going to sit down. They're going to lean all the way back. If they are shorter, you might need to put either the purple mat here or the alligator mat, depending on their height, and they're just going to kick their feet over their head. Try it again, Malka, with your feet together. So they're going to lay down all the way. They're going to take their feet, you can keep them together and your knees together, and they're going to pull their legs over their head, just like that. Nice. Then they're going to come to the panel mat. And over here, they're going to work on starting really nice and high. And you can either have them just go to bridge ready hands as they're sitting, and they're going to roll back and put the beanbag over their head and come back up to standing. Or you can have them drop the beanbag as they do a straddle backward roll. So they can stretch up nice and high, get their bridge ready hands as they're rolling back, straddle, and stretch up. And the last station is an optional station, but it's a lot of fun. The girls or boys are going to have their arms out wide with their little drumsticks, and then they will do opposite hand, opposite foot, tap the beam, all the way down. So that's the front and back of the room for the girls' lesson plan. However, at the beginning of class, while you're stretching, it's really important to set the kids up to know the lesson. So there's a few things we're going to review. One is a safety element. So they're going to go into a puppy dog, and you're going to explain to them that sometimes when they're falling, the safest way to fall is to roll over a shoulder. Good. So they can practice doing it, but basically what they need to do is like kind of bend an elbow and then tuck in their arms to their chest. And you can talk with them about what kind of situation they might be in where they might need to use that roll to protect themselves. Then at some point during the stretch, you should have all of the kids stand up and work on their bridge ready or their backward roll ready hands. So you'll have them all get pizza pies, pizza server, make sure to have really nice pizza pies, and you can check their hands. And then bring your pizza pies to the sky and back down, and up to the sky and back down. And then you can check how strong their arms are up to the sky. And if they're too tall, you can have them do it on their knees, so you can really check and see if their arms are really strong and able to hold it. And that can help them with their backward roll prep. And that's it.